Hi everyone. Now I'm continuing my series about the Sicilian dragon variation, and I've chosen a game in which we can see how important it is to play dynamically, not only for black but also for white. In this game, white does a few quite passive moves, defensive moves that cost so much time that black gets a strong attack. Now let's have a look at the game. If the white player, by the way, these two players are not top level grandmasters. They both are rated around 2200. The white player is Mr. Winfield, and the black player is called C.Purdy. It was played in Australia in 1973. So this is not a top grandmaster game, but it is very illustrative because it shows very well how this dynamic play, how important it is. Now I'll start the game. We see the same variation as we saw in the last game, Anand versus Kasparov, with bishop c4, the Yugoslav attack. And there is the first difference starts in this position. I'll go back. You might remember in this position in the game of Anand versus Kasparov, Anand played h4, and I indicated also that there is a video of a game in which g4 is played. That's the game Short versus Topalov. So this time we look at a different move. It's bishop to h6. So white wants to trade as soon as possible this dangerous g7 bishop of black, and the reply of black is knight to c4. The knight is taken, rook takes back, and now white exchanges this dangerous bishop and continues with h4. Main idea: attack on the king side, bring up this h pawn and the g pawn to open up the position of the black king. And black replies by moving the queen to b6. Now this is actually not the best reaction, but white doesn't, let's say, punish black for this wrong move. If I go back one move, the correct way would be here simply to stop the pawn advance by h5. This would give black best chances. At least that's what I have discovered today, watching different variations and using my engine to explore them. But what black does is he doesn't play h5, he plays queen to b6, and now we see how white loses time by playing passively, because the most active way of playing would be, of course, to play h5, continue with the plan of attack, and then after knight takes h5, we can see here a sacrifice that is very typical in this kind of positions, and the whole king side position is ripped open, and it's very dangerous for black to play this position, because even if black has now an exchange more, this whole ruin that you see in the black pawn structure and the unsafety of the king makes the position superior for white. And as you see, the white king is totally safe, and the black pieces are far away from attacking this king. So this would be better for white. But in the game, after h4, queen b6, white didn't play h5. So he didn't play this dynamic play. What he did is he played the knight to b3, defending this part of this pawn structure, defending this king side. And now black took his chance to put all the pieces into this attack towards the c file. And now white continued with g4. The bishop went to e6, pointed on this diagonal towards the a2 pawn and the b3 knight, and white played king to b1, a move that we have seen before, a prophylactic move to put the king out of this line where the two rooks are placed. And black continues with a5. And now for the third time we see a defensive move by white, and this one is really fatal. He plays king to a1, and that's really terrible because it allows black to continue with a4. It was absolutely necessary here to either continue attacking himself with h5, or to try to stop this attack of black by playing a4 himself. h5 is actually the best way of playing this, because then you keep putting more pressure on the black king, and then it's a very difficult position for both sides. But in the game, after king b1 a5, king to a1 is a terrible move. Now what happens is that the attack of black goes really fast. a4, the knight goes to d4, and then a3, threatening checkmate on b2. White takes on e6 with check, take back. Now rook b1 to defend this b2 square. Queen to a6 to a5, is played, and white replies with b4. Rook takes on b4. The rook goes to d1. Now queen e5, placing the queen on this diagonal, and you see already how unsafe the white king is. White played here rook to b1, but the rook simply took on c3, and after f4, rook takes on b1 first, and after he has taken back, then simply queen to c5, and only one more move here, and white had to resign this position. So you see how important it is to keep playing dynamically and to keep putting more and more pressure on the opponent's king. Here in this game, white didn't do that enough, and because of that, two times already in this position he missed to play h5. To play h5 here, and later, after a5 was played, he also here missed to play h5 and put more pressure, and instead of that he simply waited too long. He played king to a1 with the disastrous consequences that this attack of black goes so fast now that it's almost impossible to stop. So this illustrates how important it is to keep attacking in this dragon defense for both sides. Keep attacking, keep putting more and more pressure, because otherwise you lose in no time. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this game. I found it a very entertaining game when I saw it. It's not a top level game, but it illustrates how important this dynamic play is. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next time.